Watt 7 on main tank was causing problems for Canada earlier, but this time around, he's going up against another main tank. It's time to bring out all 6 of the starters from Team America. America is set. Austria is ready. Blizzard Arena, make some noise one more time. It's time to keep this party going as we send it backstage to our casters.
It'll be no surprise to see Moth holding down the Lucio.
You know, Mr. Dragon's going to pick up the Sombra. So we didn't see Austria play a ton of Sombra in their first match against Canada. They played a lot of triple tank, triple support. So I liked when they got aggressive. You know, their dive was not clean, but at least you know, they were able to force some things against Canada. Excited to see them try and bring out a little bit more aggression here against Team USA.
Obviously, you'll note that there's Mercy, obviously, on both sides of this map. That's definitely to cater for the Farah play, to really try and, you know, allow Hydration and Steven, respectively, to have a lot of impact and also be kept topped up for most of the time. But Austria just didn't seem to be having much of an impact in the first fight, and they give a lot of ground up.
It'll be hard to take back. You know, when you kind of play the Farah into the Farah, the defensive Farah is able to just kind of pummel down some damage on the players coming into the point. That'll be a boop into the hole for Watt 7. He will fall. Yeah, Muma drop as well, but you're going to lose the Diva out of the mech here for Austria, so they have no tanks available.
Hydration now has got all the freedom in the world to do something like this, to let the barrage go. He saw that Steven was sort of forced out of sight lines. He couldn't do anything about him. And the Farah from Austria is the only if you don't come up with an answer to him, they're going to end up collapsing. There's really not much that they can do if they don't answer the threat to their backline. And Sinatra's got so much room to work, but this seems a better start to the fight for Austria so far. Space being removed from the equation is a good opening. Watt 7's Primal Rage sends Raucus flying. Steven eventually does go down. That's the price he pays to let the barrage go. That's a 1-for-1 trade in that instance. 4 players for Austria set up on the point here, and they will capture it at 99%.
Austria, because you just saw it come out.
Just how important is the Sombra for Austria here, Matt? It seems like quite often Sinatra and Hydration won't be home. Sound barrier going to be cancelled out there. Sinatra denying that one. We'll get back to the question in a second. So I think this is pretty much done and dusted here. Hydration to finish off Sinisonic. Sinatra snuck in at just the right time, Matt. And again, that Sombra pick, what does it do here when, you know, a Farah and a Tracer aren't necessarily going to be playing together with the rest of the US roster?
And also, we talked a little bit about it earlier when we casted
kills, but to sort of set up like a Tracer or a ground-born hero to get that final pick damage in. So now they're just feeding those shields a little bit. Muma getting bashed around a lot. He's going to have to get used to this over the course of this weekend. He gets the sound barrier, though. He was looking pretty beleaguered earlier on, but now his team's come to his rescue, and the USA just going to set up here on the point. Hydration finds Mini-Me, crucial pickup at this particular juncture. He was so close to a sound barrier, and now Austria are going to have to get it done without it. Again, Steven comes in. Barrage, all well and good. He's getting up close, but he's not finding kills.
Yeah, this one looks like it will go in favor of Team USA. See the point? No time to go.
Shadow, yeah. As you like, Mini-Me had no chance to keep that one going. And I definitely feel like it was an understanding. Austria's comp is about as close to that as we're going to get. It is the classic, the GOAT's comp now. They do just bustle and hustle their way on towards the point here. Immediately, though, Mini-Me is picked off. The weakest link, perhaps the least durable hero on the team, is already down. And the USA, they've been down this road before.
And you have Sinatra playing Moira here, that you're going to actually play the Zen for Raucus.
With all 6 of them. Space and Moth are kind of caught out, and Moth is on the low ground here. He's in a dangerous spot, but Austria don't really have the legs to get there at this stage. Raucus he's playing pretty dangerous there as well, but Muma now is trying to sow some seeds of discord, and he's found a pick here. Mini-Me's down, and there's time for the USA to come back in, but is that enough? Muma retreats back to the point now, jumps back over the Transcendence to try and benefit from it, and the USA, at the very least, are stalling this one out admirably.
You have Sinatra switch off of the Moira, comes back as Doomfist, and is able to get one, then get the D-Mech, and you cannot let the Doomfist just go unchecked.
They're not even looking at him, but also Sinatra can just walk away. Steven doesn't quite get smushed up against the wall, but he realizes now I might have bitten off a bit more than he can chew. You follow Doomfist into a small room. Watt 7 trying to go for the Earth Shatter, but got stunned out of it, hit into the wall. Sinatra shuts that one down very quickly. And Austria was so close to taking point A. There was a slip up from the USA, but they made up for it.
Here on King's Row.
Now, once again, Austria nose to the grindstone, back to the streets phase, but Muma's going to drop in once again. Does get stunned up initially, but he had himself the nano boost, so can do a lot of work with that. angles, an attempted Earth Shadow there from Watch 7, but it doesn't seem to have yielded too many results. Dragonlord back in the mech and back out. Have a whiplash with how quickly he's being pushed in and out. And with 9 seconds left, Austria running out of options except the grab.
And notice they still have not used this Graviton Surge because Team USA has been so spread out.
Oh my gosh.
Enemy are trying to make the impossible happen.
Yeah, at least to try and stall that. It does get a barrier provided by Sensonics. It's a Graviton Surge. Raucus and Space are both caught in there, but the Transcendence is immediately brought to bear. And the USA are, well, unperturbed as they continue to press forward now. Moomer drops in the middle, gets his primal rage. It looked like he was low, but now another EMP, and everything the USA needs comes up at just the right time. Mini-Me once again, all alone, separated from the rest of his team, just being broken down to size. Sensonics not looking great. Mr. Dragonlord got copped with a bio grenade, so it's going to be tough for him to stay up despite the coalescence being used by Eclipse. And all that Moira healing is not going to be enough now. Fading forward towards the payload, and will be shaken off very quickly. We talked to the USA, man, before this event.
That was weird because Austria had their Diva up on the high ground. Sonics must have not eaten the biotic grenade because 4 people got hit with it up on that high ground. And this is where Genji can cause a lot of problems. Yep.
You cannot survive that. Sinatra, he actually, good patience for him. He threw a couple shurikens, got 2 headshots on Mr. Dragonlord beforehand, and opted not to go for the
no blade with an EMP on the other side of that. They were able to land this combo. You have nothing to help break this up if you're Austria.
There it is, and Mr. Dragonlord trying to switch to the Brigitte to stop Sinatra and maybe even Hydration or Moomer from getting in, but it's not enough. He's taken down immediately. Hydration making his lap just so difficult. Sinatra comes in with the Nanoblade there. He is doused with the Bio-Nade, but it doesn't stop him. 3 kills for him. Self-destruct up. He'll have to leave Sensonics there, who actually finds Hydration with that pick, but still the payload rolls on. Moth just sitting there, shepherding it forward, and Austria dash to the 4 wins.
Yeah, and there's really nothing they can do to defend that there. Once their Brigitte goes down, they have nothing to stop Sinatra from getting into the back line.
Oh, you saw it. As soon as Brigitte went down, he goes, okay, I'm going to Nanoblade here. Oh, you're going to Nasty in composition with the Symmetra and Raucus laying down those biotic grenades. I mean, they're going to spot this out, but the question is, how do you respond to it? It's one thing to see this nonsense.
Teleporter left-hand side of the high ground.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Set up on the high ground. Oh, this is your point? No, it belongs to us now. High ground control for the USA, and Sinatra gets himself 2 in a D-suit. And it's all but done right here and right now. A token of resistance from Team Austria, and that is far from enough. Hydration is slept as he tries to approach, and yes, Eclipse will be removed. There it is. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Just add some cheese. And then got the USA taking map number 3. Good example and sufficient to illustrate the gap between these two regions in terms of just the quality of Overwatch we're able to produce. The US, and they didn't take any prisoners. They didn't troll or anything like that. They just played a comp that works, and then obviously Roadhog has the loudest footsteps in the game. I think next to Diva and Orisa. And he was crouching, but you still hear it. Right, so charging the wall, Austria over the top. This could get ugly, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This is very awkward. Watch 7 drops down, gets a shield, charges in. Mott's already down. Now he's also going to fall. Mott very, very low, and Watch 7 has to back up a lot. And the USA look like they want to get aggressive despite being at a man disadvantage. Watch 7, nice big fire strike. And the USA now sheepishly trying to back away. They realize that they kind of messed up, and Austria may have just outgamed them here. Trying to use Austria's strategy against them may not have been a well-informed decision to make. And this is going to go badly for the US.
Well, they can back on all the way up. You do have only 1 player on the payload here for Austria. It'll be a coalescence for Eclipse right away. He's going to use it. Sinatra blows his as well. So you don't have those Moira ultimates available. Watt 7 will have an Earth Shatter. If he can land this one, they potentially can take point A right away.
Okay, USA already back in the fight, so they do want to try and slow this down. Now, the tough part for the US is this is not a choke point scenario for them. It's much more open, but hey, great opportunity to get a big old Graviton in there. Space charging that one up awful quickly and gets 2 kills amidst it. Steven falling in the back line, and yeah, that's pretty well done and dusted here. Space with 75% average energy. They've definitely been getting up close and personal.
Such a long charge.
You're up there for hours because you don't want to jump, and then someone just gives you a nudge. That's all. Take the plunge.
You see how much healing these Moiras do. That'll be a Earth Shadow that comes down from Muma, the self-destruct Cubs down there from Rocket.
Sinatra has 28 seconds.
Corner. Muma comes back here with a shatter. He's going to use it. He's going to get one.
That might be enough for the time being, especially with 1-7 falling. Steven tried to back away, but he gets charged out. Hydration just takes a breather and he's back to 400 health. And there's 52 seconds left in the round. Austria have made minimal progress in the grand scheme of things, and that payload is slowly, forlornly rolling back towards their spawn. And you still need to properly clean up the enemy team, or they'll hang around forever. Another hook. You cannot let that happen. Hydration has done that every single time Austria have crossed the bridge.
I just thought about Uber Bingo talking about when he fell off the map at King's Row last year.
He doesn't feel so bad right now.
He had a ton of issues staying on the map. He totally jinxed them coming into the weekend. Space will have himself a Graviton Surge to lay down here with a whole hog Coalescence to use too.
I mean, that Earth Shatter into the archway it's super hard to hit anyone with that anyway. Muma just not really caring too much right now. Slightly frivolous to use that one. Yeah, he's going to be pushing that one here. And I think the USA are aware of that one, but they need to deal with these issues. Minimi got cleaned up. USA back to the car with 3 players. And
you'll see the famous Torbjorn Bastion double turret combo here.
Absolutely the gold standard, man, right now. And
is this team being coached by Brendan Book?
Okay, so Sinatra gets a pretty easy decent. He's actually hooked in, but tries to repair himself. It doesn't work out, but here's the problem now. Half of the Team Austria are sort of being pushed back towards the spawn. They are running a Mercy US, so they can just bring Sinatra back, and now, one by one, they can be staggered out. This is the exact opposite of what Austria would have wanted to happen in this case.
Space's turret is actually in the top of the spawn, so it's just watching the front and the side. It's trying to find a tactical.
So there are 2 players walking back right now for Austria. They've only got forward position. They're still coming across the bridge. Now Sinatra, though, if he can get an early couple of picks, Austria can't play with 6 players until the end of this match, essentially. Looks like Sinatra now going to go for that tank configuration, but he gets nothing done with it there, despite that healing available to him. Muma tries to go for an Earth Shatter, gets a nice little triple, if I'm not mistaken, and the Fire Strike follow-up is good. Eclipse just fades away from the charge from Muma, but for Austria, it looks like it's going to be fade to black for them. It's all gone wrong, trying to play up close. Muma has all the room he needs, playing the greenskeeper role so perfectly. That's all she wrote. And the USA hiding their strats by keeping their games as short as possible.
And look, they had some good use of Bastion, although it comes kind of Alskaya offense with a